look sleepy with your red, drowsy eyes. Welcome to my sleep stories. You can call me Dr. Sleep. The goal of this channel is to send a little peace and joy out into the world. Rest and sleep are so important to us humans, and I really hope that my channel will deliver you to a more peaceful and sleepy place. We release sleep stories every weekend. If you like the work we are doing and would love to hear more stories, subscribe and give us a. It helps us a lot. Every small gesture matters and helps us reach this video to the correct audience. So please take a second to like and subscribe. It's my privilege as you sleep, listening to my voice tonight. And today's story is the one of many sleep stories that will put you to sleep while slightly terrifying you. If you have your blanket nearby, it's recommended to go inside it and put your headphones on and immerse into it while slowly relaxing and letting go of all the tiredness. Well then, let's start today's story.
So I used to work at a small grocery store where we didn't have assigned roles like cashiers. Instead, we all did whatever was necessary and what we felt like doing that day. If you didn't feel like dealing with customers, you could just restock shelves or take inventory. It was a great job. At my old job in a small grocery store, we didn't have specific roles. We just did whatever needed to be done that day. If you didn't feel like dealing with customers, you could do inventory or stock shelves. One evening, while I was working with a coworker, I heard the heavy metal door leading to the break room shut. I assumed it was my coworker coming back up from his break, so I didn't think much of it. But when my coworker returned and asked if I had gone downstairs, I realized something strange had happened. I told him I had been there the whole time and hadn't left. He started to panic a bit and searched the whole store, but no one was found. We called our boss just in case it was a robbery or something, and he came to check things out. Bye. We watched the security tape and see the heavy metal door slightly opening and closing, but no one going. After this incident, my coworker says he has heard footsteps after closing, but never found anyone. So I used to work in a small grocery store where we didn't have specific job roles. One evening, I was working with my coworker and he went to check the freezer in the back, leaving me alone at the cash register. An incident occurred where the heavy metal door slightly opened and closed, but no one was there. Later on, my coworker mentioned hearing footsteps after closing, but never found anyone. It was pretty creepy and we suspected the store might be haunted.
Our second story of the day is from our subscriber. I think I might be going through mine right now. Powered by Dubverse. The previous tenant of our unit was an old man named John who had been living here since the 1940s. I got to see the unit before it was renovated and it was really weird. It was obvious that it hadn't been updated since the 50s and was in bad shape. The man had painted all 5 rooms a solid color, even the floors. The dining area was painted fire truck red from floor to ceiling, the living room was black, and the bedrooms were Pantone yellow. From floor to ceiling. Our neighbors, who just moved in, told us that the old man living in the apartment next to ours used to play opera music loudly at 2 a.m. He was in his 90s and his boyfriend was in his 30s. They would often have loud arguments and the apartment was extremely dirty. Everyone on our block knew him because he had been living here for his entire life. So that's a lot of context, but it helps explain why things are the way they are. After we finished moving into our newly renovated apartment, my husband was working late and I was lounging on the couch. The way the couch is positioned, the guest's bedroom door is out of sight. I was doing a Sudoku puzzle with my dog when I heard a soft click and my dog growled. He's a schnauzer, so he's easily startled by unexpected noises. I got up and saw that the guest room door had closed. I checked that all the windows were closed in the apartment, but since it's an old building, I didn't think much of it. I opened the door and went back to my puzzle. A few minutes later, the door closed again, but this time with more force. The sound startled me, but I thought it was just a structural issue. I opened the door again and decided to observe it for a while to see if I could identify the problem. The door remained still for about 34 minutes before I turned away. I turned to go back to the couch and I swear to God, the door slammed shut behind me. Now I'm freaking out. I quickly turn around to open the door, but it's locked and the handle won't move. It's important to note that all of these fixtures are brand new, which makes me wonder if it's a malfunction or not. My brain can't decide. What happens next is hard to explain with just words. When I tell this part of the story to other people, I usually demonstrate it. I put my ear against the door, which is a cheaper, modern single-panel door that looks nice but doesn't feel sturdy. Then, I immediately hear a quick tap on the other side, as if someone used the back of their hand and knuckle. I could even hear the position of the hand, if that makes sense. The door gave a gentle vibration. That's why I completely freaked out. I grabbed my dog, decided it was time for his evening walk, and called a friend who wouldn't think I was crazy. When I got back, I closed myself in the bedroom. These kinds of events continue. My parents came to stay with us for a week, and the next morning at breakfast, my mom drops a bombshell. Did you know you have a ghost? I hadn't told anyone about our experiences because I didn't want to freak them out in that spooky room. I was shocked when she said that and asked her how she knew. Her response was, I saw him sitting in your desk chair. But don't worry, he doesn't seem like a malevolent ghost. He looked very old. I couldn't continue the conversation any further.
Me and two buddies rented a 30-foot pontoon boat with a cover on Lake Okeechobee in Florida. Since it's winter in South Florida and not too cold, we decided to sleep on the boat instead of camping. Our plan is to spend 3 days and 2 nights on the lake drinking, fishing, and playing games. It was sometime during the second night when I suddenly woke up. I was still feeling the effects of the alcohol from our earlier activities, but my senses were heightened and I just had this feeling that something was off. I had been sleeping towards the back of the boat while my friends were at the front. The water was eerily calm with no waves. We were about 250 feet from the shore with land on our left side. I started scanning the treeline, looking for anything out of the ordinary. When I found nothing, I scanned the water on the left side, then the back of the boat, but still found nothing. Not wanting to disturb my friends, I scanned the water on the right side, and that's when I saw it. Powered by Dubverse. This woke me up and the feeling of dread returned. I shouted at my friends to wake up while I moved to start the engines. One didn't respond at all while the other drunkenly told me to go away. I yelled again that I'm serious, but still nothing. I was about to pull the starter on the engine, yell again at my friends when I heard something. I froze and listened closely, a very faint splashing sound that was slowly getting closer. I forgot about yelling at my friends and focused on starting the engine. I pulled and pulled and pulled on the starter, but nothing happened. In between the pulls, I heard the splashing getting closer, but I didn't dare look at the direction of the noise. Finally, the engine started and I quickly left the area. I must have gone 30 miles before I came to a stop to conserve fuel. Until the sun rose and my friends woke up, I spent the rest of the night scanning the waters just in case. I had to come up with a lame excuse to tell my buddy.
With a final, mournful wail, the shadows receded into the night, leaving behind nothing but a sense of emptiness and despair. As I stood alone in the dimly lit room, the echoes of the encounter lingered in the air, a reminder of the horrors that lurked just beyond the veil of reality. But even amidst the darkness, there was light, a glimmer of hope that refused to be extinguished. And as I watched the first light of dawn break across the horizon, I knew that I had faced the darkness and emerged stronger for it. I hope this tale of terror and redemption sends chills down your spine while offering a glimmer of hope amidst the shadows. That was all for today. This story is just the sample of our work that is going to come this week. If you are still listening, we would like you to know that we would upload every weekend. This was the first of the many stories that is going to come on this channel, So if you like the story and if you want to support us, subscribe to this channel, Dr. Sleep Stories, for more sleepy nights, which will get longer and even more terrifying. That is all from my side for today. Dr. Sleep signing off.